What's up, guys? I'm Joe. Today I'm talking about the new Lights album, Skin and Earth. So, Canadian artist Lights is back with her fourth studio album, Skin and Earth. Lights has sort of been on my radar for a couple of years. And I always thought she was pretty good. There's definitely, elements of her music that are probably too poppy for me. It's been in the past. I'm not a big pop fan, but my tastes have kind of been expanding recently. But this album really stands out to me as probably some of her best work. Now, I'd have to go back and revisit some more. I've listened to all of her albums at least a few times. I thought that Little Machines had some really great tracks on it. I was pretty excited when that one came out. But this album really stands out as something particularly special for me in the course of her discography. And I think what really grabbed my attention right away was the song Savage. It's one of my favorites on here, and I think the element of rock and, her playing guitar in here is what really, caught my attention more so than some of her other work usually would. I like the guitar lines. I like the sort of breakdown like chorus that's going on here. It all slows down, but it just hits so hard, and it's a very like epic sounding chorus. Her vocals are just very impassioned in this song, and going into the rest of the album from there, I just found her performance overall to just be fantastic. And I just found that there's a lot of passion in her performance throughout the album. And overall, just a lot of focus here. And I think that probably stems from the fact that this is a concept album of sorts, but I feel like she's taken a lot of pride in her work here, which is not to say that she hasn't in the past, but I feel like she's particularly excited about this concept. You see it on social media, and there's also a comic series that goes along with this that she has done as well. It's just exciting to see someone go out an album like this, kind of combining all of their talents. She's playing a lot of the music, she's singing, she's writing, she's drawing for the comic aspect. And it's cool to see in like the music videos, definitely check them out, how it sort of melds all those things together. That's why for me I had to pick up the vinyl that's sitting back there, because overall I just really enjoy the album, and then just, the whole concept of it just, really fits really well together. So I'm gonna have to pick up the comics as well. I think the pop sensibility as well on here is what really makes these songs stick in your head. Just incredibly catchy, all throughout. Something that immediately comes to mind is the song New Fears. It just has a really great hook to it, and I liked the kind of almost bluesy aspect to it, but while still mixing that synth pop kind of take that she has on her music. I think all the standouts for me are where she sort of mixes the both sides, getting into a little bit of rock and alternative, but also coming through with that synth pop. You hear it on the song Giants. It's a very big, grandiose sort of pop song. You're hearing the synths in there. There's a lot of pop sensibility as far as the vocals and the melodies go, but you're getting that sort of sprinkling of guitar. And I think the same goes for the closing track, Almost Had Me. It's a much mellower affair here, but you're getting that sort of, like I said, sprinkling of guitar. And that's what sort of gives this album that sort of edge to me. I feel like there's so much going on as far as the instruments go. There's a lot of diversity in the way these songs play out. For example, the song Until the Light has a sort of bouncy Latin or tropical sounding beat to it, which I thought was really cool. And there's definitely no absence of, what you would typically come to expect from Lights as far as, that kind of dreamy synth pop type sound. You have Skydiving, Morphine, songs like that, which overall I think are great songs, and they sort of fit in along the lines of her discography. But I like the fact that this album really changes things up throughout. And finally, another big standout for me is Kicks. I just think that's a really fun song. It's got a nice bounce to it, a good beat, and I just like the way that Lights' vocals sort of just, bounce along on top of it, almost dreamy like. It's just a very good delivery overall on that song, and it makes for a really fun track. Yeah, so overall, definitely enjoying this one. I think it's some of her best work overall, It's cool to see, like I said, the melding of all sorts of concepts, and as well as just all aspects of her as an artist. She got to come up with this concept, really flesh it out. Plays a variety of instruments, and there's a variety of genres being touched upon here, and as well as the comic book aspect and the sort of fusing of the comic and the music as far as the music videos go. Overall as a presentation, I'm really into the way this album has been done. So yeah, I'm going to give this one a good 4 out of 5. Definitely a great album for me, one I'll be coming back to quite a lot, I'm sure. So yeah, let me know what you think of the album. Don't forget to subscribe. There's plenty of other reviews up and more on the way. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.